Hi there, it's me Adil Ahmed. Friends, today in this lecture, I will set up my file folder to use in this entire course. Okay, so let's do. I am coming on the desktop here and creating a new folder as a project. Inside this project folder, I'll be putting all the datas like image, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so let's create first a new folder here. So I am pressing here Ctrl Shift N to create a new folder and giving a name to it like CSS. Inside this CSS folder, I'll be putting all the style sheet. After this, we need a image folder. So I'm creating a new folder and giving a name to it like image. Inside this image folder, I'll be putting all the images which I will use in this class. So I'm putting here Ctrl V. So these are the images which I am using in this entire course. After this, we need a folder like JavaScript. So I'm creating that. Inside this folder, I'll put all the JavaScript file. Now we need index file. Okay. So index file I will create just going through the text editor. Friends, I am opening here a text editor like brackets. You can use any text editor whatever you have. If you have Notepad++, Coda, Sublime, CodePen, whatever you have, you can use that. But for now, I am using brackets. Okay. So I am coming to this file and click on it, and as you can see, we are getting here new. Click on it. Now here we have untitled. Okay, so I'll be saving this untitled in that folder which I created earlier. So I'm coming to file and click on save. Okay, so you can see it is coming right here. Now I'm going to desktop and finding my folder. So my folder is right here as a project. So inside this folder, I am giving a document name like index.html. Why index? Because Google read the index page first, thereafter any other page. And also Google understand the index page as a home page. Okay. So I am giving a name to it like index.html. So I am saving it just inside this folder like project. I'll be using this project folder to this entire course. So I am saving it. So finally it's been saved. Now we need a style sheet. For getting a style sheet, again I'm going to the file and click on the new. And as you can see, untitled. So I'll be saving this untitled as a style.css in the CSS folder. So I'm coming to the file again and click on the save. You can see a window is coming up. Now I'm going to the desktop here, and now I will select my folder. So my folder is right here like project. Inside this project, I am going to the CSS folder here and giving a project name, document name actually. So I'm giving a name like style.css. So finally we are getting here style.css and the index. So now we will link this style.css with this index page. So I am coming here and then I am creating a simple markup. So first I am creating here HTML head title. So I created a simple markup. Now we need a body parts. So you can see why I am getting something like this. I put only in one line code, and after putting I press the tab button, thereafter it's been expanded. How? Because I have already enabled here a plugin named Emmet. You can see here Emmet. So if you want to enable it, then you can also enable it. Simply come at the right side, and as you can see here we have extension manager. So click on it. After clicking, you can see it is loading. So after loading, you can search here a plugin named Emmet. So I'll be showing you just next to you. Firstly, it's after loading it. Okay. So you can search Emmet plugin, and after searching you can install that easily. So you can see finally all the data have been loaded beautifully. Now I'm coming to this search panel here and mentioning Emmet. Okay, you can see it's showing up right here Emmet. So if you want to enable it, then see at the right side it's not visible actually. You know why? Because I have already enabled it, so it is not showing up. But if you want to enable it, then you can also do that. Search here and click on the install button. Thereafter it will be installed. So what's the advantage of this plugin using? Whenever you will write a single line code, and after writing press tab button, thereafter that code will be expanded beautifully. So it's great. It will save your time and also it will increase your workflow with the codings. Okay, so now I created a simple markup. Now we need to put here doc type HTML. You know why? Because this is the HTML5, so I am putting here doc type HTML. Doc, you can put it or you can leave it, it's up to you, but I am just leaving it. Now here you have title. I am giving a title. What is title? So you might have not, I'll be showing you just next to you. Firstly, I'll be putting a text here like responsive design. So it will come in the tab. It will mention in the tab like responsive design. Let me save it and then showing you. I'm coming to the live preview. You can see at the right side we have icon like this. So click on it to go live. It will redirect you at the Google Chrome. So finally it's been loaded. So you can see in the title we are getting responsive design. So why we are getting this? Because I have put this name inside the title, so it is showing up right here. So whatever you will put in the title, that will come here. Okay, now I will link this style.css, okay, because I have created this document but I didn't link it. For linking it, simply I'll be coming just down to this title tag and mentioning here link, because a style sheet is linked just by mentioning a link. Okay, inside this link I am putting href, and now I am locating my file. So my file is available in the CSS folder. So I am going inside this and selecting these parts. So finally it's been linked. Now I am giving a relation to it like a style sheet. Why a style sheet? Because this is the CSS properties, so we must have to put here a style sheet. Now I am putting a type. Type must be text /CSS. So finally we linked this style.css file beautifully right here. Okay, so friends, in this lecture we discussed how to create a simple markup and also we discussed to set up the file folders. I hope you liked it. Now in the next lecture I'll be creating a header part. So stay tuned and see you in the next lecture. So friends, in the previous lecture we created this beautiful markup and also we linked the CSS file. See, link href, this is the CSS file actually. Now in this lecture I'll be discussing about how to link bootstrap file with HTML project. So what is bootstrap actually? Bootstrap means whenever you will have to create any responsive design, then you can put it to create easily. Okay, because bootstrap has lots of predefined classes which we have to call to make a bigger changes. Okay, and it also works on the basis of classes, right? So in this entire class I'll be discussing only how to link bootstrap file. So we have various ways to link the bootstrap files. Okay, so let's discuss. I am coming to the browser now here, and here I'll be discussing all the possible ways to link the bootstrap file with HTML projects. Okay, so I am coming here and the mentioning link is getbootstrap.com. Simply mention it and press the enter button. So you can see we are on the page of getbootstrap.com. Here we have numerous options like Bootstrap, getting started, CSS components, JavaScript, customize, and here we have also download Bootstrap. So if you go through this and also you can go through this, both will refer at the same page. So I am clicking on this download Bootstrap. So finally we are on the page of getting started. See, we are getting a page like getting started. Here we have various options to download like download Bootstrap, download source, download sales. So if you click on it, if you download this, then you will get file folder. Inside that file folder you will get 3 folders such as CSS, fonts, JavaScript. Okay, so let me do that. I am just clicking on it. So you can see at the bottom it's been downloading now. Okay, so after downloading we will discuss which files we have to link with projects. Okay, so I'm clicking on it. So it is downloading now, so it will take time. Perhaps it's been downloaded. Now I am opening it. So as you can see, Bootstrap 3.7 distributable. Okay, so I am opening this folder. Inside this folder we have CSS, fonts, JavaScript. Inside CSS you can see we have this much file folders actually, project file actually. Okay, so this is the file which you can link with your projects. First we have to link this file bootstrap.css, and then we have min file here, bootstrap.theme.min.css. so what is min actually? Min means it is the minified version of the css. Okay, so this file and this first file you have to link in the head section. Okay, after this we need a javascript. Okay, so you can see we have js folder. I am going inside this, and here we have bootstrap.min.js. so you will have to link this file just inside the body section at the bottom, very bottom. Okay, so thereafter you will be linked a bootstrap file beautifully. Now we need a jQuery. For getting a jQuery file, simply come to the browsers and search here jQuery. Okay, now you can see it is loading. After loading we will get the file which we have to link there. So here of jQuery, click on it. So you can see download jQuery version 3.2.1. so simply click on it. Thereafter you will get jQuery plugin, and then link that jQuery plugin in the body section at the down very bottom. Okay, so this is the first ways you can link the bootstrap file with HTML projects. Now we have different ways also. That is, let me show you here. Here we have CDN. You can see we have CDN files. Okay, so you can also link all the CDN with the HTML projects without downloading anything. Simply make a copy of whole files from here to here and go to index page, and inside the head section put all the codes which you copied here of the CDN. Okay, and only you will have to make a changes there. Okay, what's the changes? Simply you will have to delete this file integrity from here to here, and also cross origin. Only you will have to remain this min.css and the break right icon here. Okay, so all the files, let me show you. I am copying this file just by pressing, sorry, I am copying all the files here and then showing you how to apply there. So I am copying it and coming back to the and coming just inside this and putting it just by pressing Ctrl V. So you can see it's been put beautifully. Now we have to make the changes. We have to delete this integrity and the cross origin because we don't need here. So I am deleting these parts as well. Delete it and just come here and close it. Also delete these parts, integrity and the cross origin. Okay, and also this integrity. So after doing these changes you will be successfully linked all the files here. Okay, so this is the second ways where you can link the bootstrap file just by using a CDN file of the bootstrap, right? So I hope you liking it, right? After this we have third ways, so let me discuss that ways as well. I'm sorry, we did a mistake, something around. Yep, we did a head. So I'm coming here. Okay, and now I am taking a new tab here and mentioning boilerplate. So it is loading. After loading we'll discuss. You can see it's been loaded here. Here we have HTML5 boilerplate, the way most popular. So simply click on it. So you can see we have download version this and the get a custom build. Simply follow this link, follow this button like get a custom build. So you can see we are on the page of initializer. Okay, and here we have classic HTML5 boilerplate responsive bootstrap. So here we are talking about the bootstrap, so we'll go through bootstrap. Simply click on it, and also you can read out all the documents and the demo how it's work actually. So I am clicking on it, and here you can see we have some modification like fine tuning, HTML, CSS template, HTML5 polyfills, jQuery. So if you want to download the file pre-linked, then you can do simply click on this download button. After clicking you will get all the file folder predefined linked with the bootstrap. Let me show you. I am clicking on it. You can see it is downloading. After downloading we'll discuss what's the file we are getting in this folder. So I am clicking on it. You can see this is the folder initializer. Inside this we have all the files of the Bootstrap. I am going inside the CSS, okay, and you can see all the CSS files like bootstrap.css, map, main, everything we are getting in this folder as a Bootstrap files. So this is the third ways where you can get all the files predefined linked. So you don't have to link anything, simply you need to link only a CSS, a style CSS page, okay. So this is the third ways. Now the easiest method I am going to discuss with you, and that way I'll be doing all the works, okay. So I am coming to here and taking a new tab and mentioning here W3 schools, okay. So this is the W3 schools, and as you can see we are getting HTML5 tutorial W3 schools. Simply follow this link, okay. So as you can see we are getting all the language here like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I am going to Bootstrap actually. I am clicking on it. After clicking we will get all the Bootstrap topics. So here we have get started. Simply click on it. So you can see it's been loaded beautifully. Now I am just scrolling this page a bit down to show you what we have to do here actually. So as you can see Maxcdian, all the files we are getting here. So simply I'll be making a copy of this, and after making a copy I'll be putting this file inside the head section, and I'll be using this file to this entire course. I'll not be using any file folders of the Bootstrap, okay. So I'm copying it and coming back to the brackets here and just coming inside the head parts and putting it here, Control V. So you can see I put here Bootstrap file beautifully. Now we need to indent it, okay. For indenting it, select the parts and press the tab button. So you can see it's been indented beautifully. If you want to check is all the files linked or not, then you can check it out. Simply press Control S to save it and go to live preview here. So I'm going to live preview to show you all the files linked or not. So you can see we are not getting any file inside this document, inside this web page. You know why? Because I didn't put anything inside the body parts. So we are not getting anything. Now here we will get all the files linked. So I'm pressing Control U, U for umbrella. You can see Maxcdian, bootstrapcdian.com and this. So all the files have been linked beautifully. So I think it's great ways to link all the Bootstrap file without downloading anything from any websites. So in this lecture we discussed how to link Bootstrap file with HTML projects. I hope you liked it. So friends, now in the next lecture we'll discuss about header parts, okay. So for now it's done. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back friends. It's me Adil Ahmed. Friends, in the previous lecture I put all the Bootstrap CDN links. See, it is showing up right here. Now in this lecture I'll be creating a navigation. Firstly take a look what we are going to do in this entire class. So here we have preview. As you can see, this is the navigation part, okay. Here we have logo, then the menus, then we have transitions. So something like this we will create in this entire class, okay. So without wasting time anymore, let's get started. I am coming to the brackets here. I am coming inside the body parts, and then I am taking a selector here like header. Inside this I am taking a class of Bootstrap that is called container. So I am mentioning div class container, okay. So what is container actually? Container is actually a data putter. You can put any data in the container to make that data as a responsive, okay. So it has also two types. First container default, second container fluid. But what's the similarities between both? If you use container default, then it will get bigger margin from both sides, but if you use container fluid, then it will take less margin from both sides, and the margin will be something around 15 pixel each sides, okay. So these are the similarities between container and the container fluid. Now I am coming inside this and creating a different class of the row. It is calling from the Bootstrap, okay. Row is the class which is defined in the Bootstrap. So row and container both are defined in the Bootstrap. Actually Bootstrap has lots of classes which you can use to make a bigger changes. So for example, if you want to change a color of the text, then you can also do that just by mentioning a class like text success, text danger, text primary, whatever. So you can use a lot of things in the Bootstrap just by mentioning the classes. Now I am coming inside this row and putting a logo. For putting a logo, firstly I'll be putting here anchor tag like href. Inside this I am putting my logo. So my logo is basically a PNG format. So I am putting image source because image is put just by mentioning image source. So image source. Now I am locating my image folder. So my image is available inside the image folder and the image name is logo2, which is showing up right here. Now I am giving a class to it like logo. So I will design this class just coming inside the style.css. But for now I am giving a class to it. Now I am coming just down to this anchor tag and mentioning here name. Okay, inside this name I am taking eval. Eval means on order list. Eval is basically used to create a navigation. Inside this I am taking li to put all the menus inside this. Okay, li. Okay, inside this we have menus name. So for putting a menus name we have to put here anchor tag. You know why? Because every menu are clickable, so we have to put that menu's name in the anchor tag. So href. Inside this I am putting the menu's name like home, and now I am duplicating it 4 more times. Okay, for duplicating it simply press Ctrl D. Okay, I am duplicating it. So you can see home is right here. Now I am putting a menu's name like work, and after this I am putting services, and then I am putting here a different menu's name like clients, and then I am putting our team. Okay, now we need one more. So what I can do, I'll be simply duplicating it one more time and coming inside this I am putting a menu's name. So finally we put it. Now I am saving it and going back to the browser to show you what we did till now. Okay, so I am coming here and you can see we are getting menus here, but the logo is not visible actually. So we have to make it visible. How? You can see logo is actually in white color and the background is also in white color. So both are matching, so it is not visible. So don't worry, I will put a background to this navigation. Thereafter everything will be visible. Okay, so I am coming here. Now firstly I will be putting a background to this. So all the elements like menus and the logos are available inside the header selector, which is right here, header. So I am putting a background color to it. So I'm coming here. Firstly I will make basic changes here. So I'm putting here this star. This is called universal selector. Inside this I am putting margin and padding 0. You know why? Because it will disappear all the margin and the padding from the bodies. So it's great. Okay, padding 0. Also I am targeting this this margin and the padding with all body and the HTML. So I'm mentioning HTML and body. Okay, so it will disappear all the margin and the padding from the body. Now I'm coming just down to this, and here we have to change a background of the navigation. So what I will do, I'll put header. Okay, header. Inside header I'm putting background color like dark sky. Okay, dark turquoise. I'm selecting it and then saving it. Just I'm going back to the browser. Yep, you can see we are getting a beautiful color here. You can also change it. If you know the color code, then you can put it here. If not, then you can remain it same. Now I'm changing it like something around blue, deep blue. Okay, you can see deep sky blue. So I'm selecting this one. Now let me save it and then showing you how the color is looking there. So it's looking fine, isn't it? Now we have to decorate it. You can see we are getting a bullet with every menu's name. So we have to remove this bullet, and also we have to put in one line, and also we'll float it at the right. So what I will do, for removing the bullet, we need to know in which class all the menus name are available. So I'm coming here and just coming on the index page now, and you can see all the menus are available inside this UL, and this UL is available in the nab. So the code will be eval only, okay, because this is the selector and all the elements are available inside the eval. So I'm coming to the style. Okay, and here I'm mentioning eval, okay, eval. Inside this I'm putting a CSS3 properties, that is list style none. So let me save it and then showing you how we are getting there. You can see all the bullets have been removed beautifully. Now we have to put it in one line. You can see all are coming one by one. So it is looking something weird. So we have to put it one line, in one line. So I'm coming here and just coming down, and you can see all the menus here are available inside the li. Okay, so the code will be eval li. I'm coming here and mentioning eval li. Now I am putting some display. So display has lots of properties like block, flex, grid, inherit, inline. So for now I am using inline block. Let me show you how we are getting there as a block. So I am coming here and you can see we are getting a box. So this is called block. So we have to put it in one line block. So I'm coming here and mentioning inline block. So it will be fixed all the navigation in one line. Okay, so I'm saving it and coming back to the browser. Yep, you can see all are coming beautifully. Now we have to put this navigation at the right side. Okay, so what I can do, I am coming on the index page here, and this time I am selecting this part header and nav, because inside the nav we have eval li. So header nav I am selecting here. I'm coming here and mentioning header nav. Inside this I am putting float right. So it will float the things at the right side. Menus will become at the right side. So let me save it and then show you. You can see we are getting all the menus at the right side. Now we have to put some height with this navigation. So how we will do? I'll come inside the header here and putting height something around 112 pixel. You can keep on changing to get the perfect result. So you can see it's looking nice. Now we have to align this logo and the menus at the center. So how we will do? I'll come here in the header and putting line height something around 112 pixel. You know why? Because line height will be equal as the height is. Say for example, if your height is 100 pixel or the 90 pixel, then you put line height as same as your height is, which you mentioned here. Okay, so I'm putting 112 pixel. Now let me save it and then showing you what we are getting. So as you can see we are getting aligned head beautifully, but the logo is not coming at the center. So for putting this logo at the center, we need to find in which class this logo is available. So I'm coming here on the index page and you can see this is the anchor tag and the logo is right here. So the code here is class here is logo. So what's the code will be? Logo image dot logo image. Okay, so I'm coming here and mentioning dot logo because this is a class, so it will contain dot. If this will be id, then I put here has. Okay, if it will be selected, then I don't put anything like dot or has. So dot logo, and inside the logo we have image source. So inside this I'm putting margin top something around 30 pixel. Okay, so now let me save it and then showing you. I'm coming here. Yep, you can see it's aligned beautifully and it is looking something cool, isn't it? Now we have to put some spaces in between these menus. So how we can do? We can do it easily. Simply come here and go to the index. Okay, here, and you can see eval li. So inside the anchor tag we have menus like home, work, services, clients, our team. So inside anchor tag we have menus. So the code will be header nav eval lia. Okay, so I'm coming here on the style.css and mentioning here header nav eval lia. Now I'm putting some margin to it first. Padding right something around 30 pixel. Now let me save it and then take a look. Wow, you can see we are getting a nice margin in between the menus, but whenever I am hovering over the menus, it is giving an underline. So it is looking something weird, isn't it? And also the text color is weight is too thinner, so we have to change it. How? I'm coming just here and putting font weight something like bold, so it will make your font as a bold style. Now let me save it. Yep, you can see we are getting a font like bold. Now we have to change its color, something around white color, so I'm coming here and putting color like white. Okay, so I am going to the browser, so you can see we are getting a beautiful color, but we are getting a underline on the hover, so we will delete it easily. Simply I am coming here and now I am putting a hover state, so I am duplicating it or copying it simply and coming just down to this here and putting it, control V. Okay, and here I am putting a hover. On the hover I'll be changing the color firstly. Yep, a hover. Okay, now inside this I am putting firstly a text decoration. I want to remove underline from the menu, so I am putting text decoration none. Okay, so it will disappear the underline from the menus. And also I am putting color something like color like red. So now let me save it and then showing you. I am coming back to the browser here and just showing you. You can see we are getting a color and underline is disappeared, so it's looking cool. Now we have to put some transition effects. For putting the transition effects, I am coming here and inside this ULLI I am putting transition something. Transition will contain some duration. Okay, so I'm putting all 0.5 second. You can keep on increasing or decreasing its value or duration to get the perfect result. Now I am saving it and coming back to the browser to show you. Wow, you can see we are getting beautifully. But if you want to make a little bit spicy, then you can also do it. Simply come here and mention some properties like is in, is out, fade in, fade out. I am mentioning here is in. Okay, now let me save it and then showing you. Wow, you can see it is coming just like is in, is out, so it's looking cool. So friends, in this lecture we discussed how to create a navigation for your projects. I hope you liked it. So friends, it's done. Now see you in the next lecture. If you have any issue regarding this class, then let me know. I'll be glad to help you. Okay, bye. Hi, welcome back. Friends, in the previous lecture, we created this beautiful navigation. See how beautiful it is showing up. Now, here we have a transition effect. See, whenever I am hovering over the menus, it is giving a smooth transition. Now, in this lecture, I'll be creating a slider. Okay, firstly, take a look what we are going to do in this class. So, I am coming here and just showing you. You can see this is a slider, and I'll be creating something like this just by using HTML5, CSS3 and jQuery plugin. Okay, so you can see how beautifully it's sliding, isn't it? Now let's do the work. I'm coming to the brackets here and creating a section here, different section with a class. So I'm mentioning section, and inside this I'm giving a class, something like slider. Okay, now I am coming inside this and taking UL tag. UL stands for unordered list. Now I am coming inside this and mentioning her li. Inside this li, I will take heading tag like h2. Now I am putting a dummy text here to show that is it sliding or not. Okay, so I'm mentioning here slide. Now we need two more because I want to create 3 slider in a header. So I have created one here, and now we have remained 2 more. So I'm duplicating it 2 more times. Now let me indent it beautifully. After indenting, I'll show you how it is coming in the browser. Okay, thereafter we'll put some plugin of the jQuery and the JavaScript. Thereafter it will start sliding. Okay, now let me save it and coming back to the browser, there I'll be showing you. You can see we are getting 3 more times slider. Okay, so this is the dummy text, but I will put here all the text, icon and the image later on, but for now I'm just showing you how to make it sliding. Okay, now we need a jQuery plugin. Okay, so I'm coming to the browser here and taking a new tab and mentioning here Carefred Shell. This is a jQuery plugin which is basically used to create a slider. Okay, so I'm going through this. So you can see here we have multiple links to go through, so I'm following these links. GitHub, this one. Okay, so I'm clicking on it. Finally it's been opened. Now I'm coming just down, and here you can see all the documents and the examples are available here, which you can consider to learn more. But here I am just to guide you, so you don't have to go anywhere, simply you have to follow the things. So you can see jQuery Carafred Shell 6.2.1 packed.js. So I'm clicking on it. So it is loading. So finally it's been loaded. See, we are getting all the code for the slider. Okay, so we have to make the copy of this slider, this code from here to at the end. So how we can do? Simply make a some part selected, okay, like this, and hold the shift button and then down arrow and click once. You can see it's selected. Now click one more time again. So you can see all the parts have been selected beautifully. Now simply press Ctrl C to copy it. Okay, and come to the brackets here and create a new file, new document actually. So I'm going to file and click on the new. So you can see untitled. Now I am saving this file as a Carafred shell. So I'm coming to the file again and saving it. You can see a window is coming up right here. Now we have to locate our folder. Okay, so my folder is available on the desktop and the folder name is working. Yep, I'm opening it. It's not perhaps project. Okay, this is the folder name, project here. Okay, now I am coming inside the JS folder and here giving a document name as a carafredshell.js. carafredshell.js. This is a JavaScript file. So I am saving this file inside the JS folder. Okay, so now let me save it. So finally you can see we are getting carafredshell.js. Now we have to paste the copied things which I copied going through the website like Carafred Shell. Now I'm pasting it just by pressing Ctrl V. So you can see it's been pasted beautifully. Now I am saving it. Okay, so it's been saved. Now we have to link this carafredshell.js to the index page. So I'm coming to the index here and coming inside the head section, and you can see jQuery library. So I'm coming inside this and mentioning a script because JavaScript and the jQuery plugin is linked by mentioning a script tag. If you have CSS, then you can put link then the CSS, but a scripting you will have to put a script tag specifically. So I'm mentioning a script. Inside this I'm giving a source. So source will be JS folder. My file is available in the JS folder, so I'm going to JS folder and here Carafred Shell. So finally it's been linked. Now I am saving it, and now we need to create a custom JavaScript file. So how we can do? Simply I'll be coming to the file, okay, and click on the new. You can see we are getting an empty document here. Now we have to save it as a main.js. So I'm going to file and click on the save. Again I am locating my folder, so my folder is available on the project on the desktop by name project. I'm coming to the JS, okay, because this is a JS file. So again I'm coming here and giving a name to it like main.js. You can put any name whatever you prefer, but for now I'm giving a name, a simple name like main.js. Now I'm saving it. So it's been saved. Now we have to link this main.js to the index page in the body parts. Okay, so I'm coming just down here and putting a script. Inside this I am putting source, and then I'm locating my folder. My folder is JS, and inside JS we have main.js. This is. So finally we linked two files here like Carofred cell and main.js. Inside the Carofred cell, I put the copied things which I copied from the Carofred cell website. Okay, and now here I'll be making some styling, some custom JavaScript actually. Here we have main.js. Okay, so now I'm giving a class to it, this UL. So this is the UL. Here I'll be put ID and the class. Okay, so I'm putting here class like slider carousel. Okay, carousel. Now I'm giving ID to it like slider carousel. So this is the ID which I'll be calling inside the jQuery works, which is right here, main.js. So now I'm saving it and coming back to the main.js. So here we have main.js. Okay, now I'll do some custom jQuery works. So let's do. Firstly, I'll be putting jQuery. Okay, inside this I'm putting document. Okay, and then the ready. Inside this I'll be calling the function. Okay, here I'm taking double brackets. Inside this I'll be putting all the things exactly. Now I'm coming here and taking double quote. Okay, inside this I'll be putting use strict. Why? Because it will strict follow the functions. Okay, so use strict. Now I'm coming just down to this and calling my IDs. So my ID is right here. Let me show you. I'm coming to the index and my ID is right here, slider carousel. So we have to call this ID there on the page of main.js. So I'm coming here and mentioning $. Inside this I am having here single quote. Now I have to call the ID, so I'll put here hash, because ID is called just by mentioning the hashtag. Okay, so hash, and here I'm putting slider carousel. Okay, here I am linking my page. So my page is right here, Carofred cell. So I'm linking it here, Carofred cell. Okay, inside this I'll be putting all the functions what we require there. Okay, so first I'm mentioning here responsive. So it will be responsive irrespective you open your website in any browser. Okay, it will be responsive, and then we will put width. So width will be 100% because responsive supports percentage value. Okay, so I'm putting 100%, and it will be inside the quote, single quote. So I'm putting here single quote, and now after this I'll be putting some extra properties like circular, and it will be true. Okay, true, and I'm separating it just by mentioning comma. I'm just coming down here and mentioning a scroll. Okay, and this scroll will contain some values. So first values I'm putting here, that will be properties I'm putting here, that will be items. It will be 1. Okay, so at a time it will slide only one image. After that second image will come. Now I'm putting duration, because without duration how it will slide. So I'm putting duration in millisecond. Duration something around 500 millisecond. So we don't have to put any unit right here, simply put the values as you want. Okay, so I'm putting 500. After this I'm putting pause and hover. So whenever you will hover on the whenever you will put your mouse pointer over the slider, then it will not slide. So whenever you will go out, then it will start sliding. So I'm putting here hover, pause and hover. Okay, spelling should be correct, thereafter it will work, otherwise not. Pause on hover. Here I'm putting true. Okay, true. And now I'm coming just down to this select separator and mentioning here auto. So it will slide automatic, you don't have to click on for sliding. Okay, so it will be true. And just after this again I'm putting extra values like items. Okay, and it will contain some properties again. So here first properties I'm putting, that will be visible. Okay, and here again I'm taking double brackets, and inside this brackets I'm putting some extra values like minimum slide will be 1 and maximum will be also 1. So 1 by 1 it will slide, max it will be 1. Okay, I'm putting a comma to separate it. Just I'm coming down to this, and here I am mentioning the height. sorry, spelling should be correct. Height. Here I am putting variable. Okay, variable. And also I am separating it here by mentioning comma. Just coming down to this and mentioning here pagination. Pagination, okay. And here I'm again taking double brackets and then putting some values like container, and it will be slider pager. Why I'm putting pagination? Say for example, you might have noticed in the website like where the slider is coming, there you will get icons to slide. Okay, so if you want to get that icon for slider, then you can also get it. It is exceptional. You can put or you can remain it empty. Okay, so I'm putting here slider. I didn't create any class like slider pager, but if required, then I'll be creating a class like slider pager. After this, I'm putting anchor builder. Anchor builder. Okay, inside this I'll be putting false. I don't want to put any anchor there, so I'm mentioning here false. Okay, so now this time I'll be saving it out and then showing you is it working or still we have to make some changes there. So I'm saving it and coming back to the browser here and refreshing it. You can see it is still not sliding. So what I can do, I'm coming on the index page here and you can see I'm coming in the head section. You can see I put carouflet.js in the jQuery library. So I'm putting it in the JavaScript because it is the custom. So I'm putting it inside the custom. So I'm cutting it and pasting it here. Control V. I am saving it and just showing you how it's coming through. Wow. I'm just refreshing it and you can see. Just wait a while, it will slide. Yep, you can see it is sliding beautifully. So friends, in this lecture we discussed how to put some custom JavaScript or the jQuery file to start working. Now here I will come on the index page and then I'll put all the content what I want to put it here. Okay, so I'm coming to the index page here. You can see index page, and now I'm coming inside this li and then I'll be putting all the things which I want to put it here. Okay, so first I'm putting, as you can see, I am getting here beautified business template, then the text like we believe in creativity, and then some paragraph text. So I'll be putting everything exactly there. So I'm coming here and deleting this dummy text like slider, and here I'm putting all the things like beautified beautified business. And inside this I am putting a span tag. You know why? Because I have to change the color of the next text. You can see here the text like orange color. So we have to change its color. So I'm putting the span to style that. Okay. So I'm coming here and mentioning the template name. Okay. So this is template. I am coming just down to this and taking a paragraph tag. Inside this paragraph tag, I will put all the changes which I want to make. We believe in creativity always. Okay, now I'm coming just down to this, and you can notice here we are getting 3 icons like Apple, Android, and then Windows. So we have to put it. For putting it, I'll be putting, this is the icon, so we need to put font awesome or glyph icons. Okay, so I'll be putting that, simply coming to the head section here, and I'll be putting all the fonts here. So for putting the fonts, I'm coming here and going to the website like W3 Schools. Okay, I'll not be downloading any file from the Font Awesome official website. I'll be using here as CDN files. Okay, so this is the link, HTML tutorial. Simply follow this one. Okay, and now come to CSS. Okay, so as you can see, we are getting here CSS icons. I'll be clicking on it. Okay, so you can see all the icons are showing up right here, and the CDN file for the Font Awesome is this. So simply make a copy of this. Okay, you can see Font Awesome icons. So this is the CDN files. I am copying it and coming back to the brackets and coming inside the head section here and putting this Control V. So this is the CDN file which I put it here. So you don't need to download any file from the official website like Font Awesome. Okay, if you want to, then you can go through that, but for now I'm using CDN files. It's great trick for save your time. Okay, just I'm coming here, and here I'll be putting all my icons. Okay, so for putting the icons, we have a selector or the tag like I. Inside this I am calling my class like fa means font awesome. Okay, and here apple, I am calling the apple. Now we need two more, so I am duplicating it two more times. Here I'll be changing the class name only. Okay, so here I am putting android. After this I am putting windows. Okay, windows. So now let me save it and then showing you how it's coming in the browser. Thereafter I'll make all the changes as per need. Okay, so I'm saving it and coming back to the browser. Here you can see we are getting beautifully here, but it is looking something weird, isn't it? So we will make all the changes later on, but for now I am aligning everything beautifully what we require here. Okay, so I'm coming here on the brackets, and here I'll again take paragraph tag here, just coming down to this paragraph tag. Inside this I'll be putting some dummy text like who is. For taking a dummy text, you can go to Lorem Ipsum. Okay, there you can download the Lorem Ipsum dummy text and you can put it here, but here I am putting it manually. Who is such a man? Okay, this is the dummy text I am putting here. Health is gone. Okay, so I put it here, a dummy text. Now I am saving it and again going back to the browser to break it. You can see we are getting much bigger. Okay, so we have to break it. So I am coming here for breaking it. We have a br tag. Br tag is basically used to break the things. Okay, so I am coming here and putting br is for line break. Now let me save it and then show you. You can see it's looking cool. Now we need to put a button. For putting the button, I am just putting here, I am putting here br tag to make a line break. Again putting here br tag to get a line break. Okay, so I am coming to this br, and here I am mentioning anchor tag because button is clickable, so we have to put inside the anchor tag. So I am mentioning a href. Inside this I'll be putting all the button name like get started. Okay, started, and now we need one more. So here I am putting by now. Now we need to give a class to it. Okay, so I'm coming here and giving a class. First class I'm giving here button half. Okay, again I'm coming to here and mentioning another class that will be btn. Sorry, here bnt, it will be btn. Okay, btn means button. Here I am putting btn again, and then class name like button full. Why I am putting btn two more times? You know, because this is a command. So if you call only this btn, thereafter all the button will be targeted beautifully. So I am putting two times same things in a different buttons. Okay, so this is the command. Command is basically used to put all the changes together. So now I am saving it and then coming back to the browser to show you how it's looking now. Yep, you can see we are getting all the changes beautifully. Now we have to align it at the center. For aligning it at the center, what I can do, I'll be coming to the style.css, and there I'll be making all the changes as per need. Okay, so I am coming here first style.css, and here I'll do all the changes as per need. Firstly I am putting an image here. So I'm putting image, I'm creating a image class here. So I'll be calling this image inside the slider. I'm giving a image name like image1. Inside this I am putting my image. So my image is this background image url, and now I'm locating my image. So my image is available inside the image folder, and the image name is, let me find the image. Okay, so this is the image slider1.jpg, and now I'm putting some size to it, like background size, something around 100% from you can also put 100% vh means vertical height, but here I'm putting things like manually 100% from top to right, and left to bottom will be 100%. Okay, so it will fix all around. Now this is the class which I didn't create yet. So now I'm putting this class there in the index inside the li. So I'm coming here, here we have li, and now I'm putting a class like image1. Now let me save it and then showing you. Wow, you can see we are getting beautifully. So why we are getting this much slider, you know, because I didn't put any specific width and height for this. For putting a width and height, I'm coming back to the brackets, and here I'm coming on the style.css, and here I'll be putting all the height and width for the slider. So as you can see on the index page, here we have section class slider. Okay, so this is the slider. I am calling this slider on the style.css to put a specific width and height. Okay, and also inside this we have slider ul li. So I'm calling all the slider ul li together. Okay, so I'm coming here style.css and mentioning dot because this is the class. So I'm putting dot, and here I'm putting a slider. Then I'm putting comma to separate it, and then again I'm putting. Firstly, I'm coming inside this and putting the properties. So I'm putting here height, something around 710 pixel, okay, and then width like 100. Sorry, spelling should be correct, okay, width like 100%. Why I'm putting the values in the percentage? Because we have to make it something like fluid grid. Fluid means responsive. So I'm putting here percentage values, okay. After this, yep, I'm changing the color for the text which are available inside the slider. So I'm putting a color like white. Now saving it and coming back to the browser. I am just refreshing it. You can see it is still coming like this. So why we are getting something like this? Because I didn't create any extra properties for the UL. So I'm coming here, and this time I'll be styling this one. Slider UL, and after this we have slider UL li. So I'm coming here on the style.css and mentioning slider UL, again separating it and again putting dot and then slider UL li. Slider UL li, okay. And here you can see I missed one thing. Here we have slider UL. So this is a class, so it will contain dot. Okay. Now let me save it and then showing you. I'm refreshing it. Yep. You can see it's looking cool, isn't it? It's looking so fine. So we have to put two images here, two images for the two image. Why? Because second image will be for second slider and third will be third slider. So I'm putting two extra here, and then I'll be aligning all the text at the center. So for now it's done. See you in the next lecture. Till then, have fun and keep on learning. Okay, bye. Now I will align the text. As you can see, we are getting a text here, so we have to align it at the center, and then I'll be putting all the button styles here. Okay, so let's do. I'm coming to the brackets here, and now as you can see, here we have text like beautified business template, right? And all the icons and the text are available inside this. Okay, so I'm coming to a style.css here, and as you can see, this is the slider. So what I can do here, simply I'm aligning all the elements which are available inside the slider. For aligning that, I am mentioning here text align center, text align center. Okay, so let me save it and then show you how we are getting there. So I'm refreshing it. Yep, you can see it's aligned beautifully, but it is not visible actually. So we have to make it visible. For making it visible, I'll put some opacity over this image. Okay, this slider image, you can put opacity just by using Photoshop, and also we have a specific code for that. Okay, so I'll be putting here code to make it something like opacity. Okay, so I'm coming back to the brackets here, and this is the image. As you can see, this is the image. Now I am coming here and putting linear gradient, okay, and this will contain some values. Okay, so I'm coming here and mentioning RGBA stands for red, green, blue, alpha. Inside this I am putting the values. Okay, so you can keep on changing the values to get the perfect result. Now I'm coming here and again I'm putting different values, something like previous one. Okay, 7. Now let me save it and then showing you how we are getting there. Okay, so I'm coming back to the browser and then refreshing it. Yep, you can see we got nice opacity over the image and it is looking cool, isn't it? Now we will work for the these parts. Okay, so we have to make it bold, and as you can see we are getting a less spaces in between the name like business and template. So we have to put a gapping or the space in between name. Okay, so what I can do, I'll be coming on the index space here and then I'm putting a single space here. Okay, now I will make it a bold. For making it bold, simply we need a code. What the code will be? Slider h2. Slider h2, because inside the slider we have class like h2. So the code will be slider h2. Now I am coming to the style.css here and putting dot, because this is the class, so it will contain dot. And then heading tag like h2. Now I am putting font weight, something like bold. Okay, so it will make the font as a bold style. Now let me save it and then showing you how we are getting there. Okay, I'm refreshing it. You can see we are getting a beautiful font style like bold. And also we have to work for second slider and the third slider. You can see after this sliding we are not getting two extra slider. For that I'll be doing also, but for now I'll be styling all the things for the first slider. Thereafter I'll copy and start pasting to the extra extra slider. Okay, so first thing first, I am coming now, I am changing its color. Okay, so you might have noticed I have shown you we are getting like this. Okay, so we have to change its color as well. I am coming here, you can see I put a value like 0.2. Now I'm increasing its values to get more opacity. So I'm saving again and again, coming back to the browser. You can see this time it's looking cool, isn't it? It's looking cool. Now I will put a color for this text like template. So it is available inside the span tag. Let me show you. I'm coming back to the index space and you can see here we have a span tag. So inside the span we have template. Now I'm targeting this span with slider. Thereafter this template name will be targeted. Now I am coming to the style.css here and then scrolling this page a bit down. Okay, and here I am targeting a span tag, because inside the span tag we have a name like template. So I am mentioning slider span. Inside this I am putting a font color or simply color like orange. Okay, now let me save it and then show you. I am refreshing it again. Wow, you can see it's looking cool. Now we have to work for the button. Okay, for the button I am coming here and firstly I am targeting it. Simply I am coming to the index page and you can see we have buttons here like anchor. So the code will be slider A. Okay, slider A. I am coming here and mentioning dot slider A, and here I'll be putting first padding something around 10 pixel from top to right, and left to bottom will be
to get us back on our way. Can we try?